Hi everybody, good morning, good afternoon. This is a new TryHackMe room. For this room is Volt Typhoon. Investigate a suspected intrusion by the notorious APT group Volt Typhoon. You can do research. This Volt Typhoon is a People Republic of China PRC state-sponsored actor that has been active since the least 2021. um, this room I think is just simulate to this. I'm not sure if it's in real attack of them or I think it's just more simulation, if my best knowledge. So the scenario, this is free room, so you can read on details. So scenario: the SOC has detected suspicious activity indicative of advanced persistent threat. APT. Remember, TryHackMe did in a room this week for APT28, but this one is for different one. Group known as Volt Typhoon, notorious for targeting high-value organization, assume the role of a security analyst and investigate the intrusion by retracing the attacker's steps. You have been provided with various log types from 2 weeks time, a frame during which suspected attack occurred. So we have a short time. Your ability to research the suspected IPT and understand how they maneuver through target networks will prove to be just as important as your Splunk skills. So I'm connecting through VPN, so I have the Splunk instance there, you have the search there. Um, then we know, so the initial access before we start. Now we can go the usual suspect. You can just say index all and just go, because we don't know, just get all time for now, because we remember this room is basically, it's easy because you only have 2046 event, but I remember some exams or something you get million record. So it's not just easy get to go and look one after hour one and think you just guess. For example, you can see the keys there. We have the users, we have the command. We can see the using Windows management command. We have the command line. You can see the first thing is wvt copy item get instance processor children event log and all of that. You can see that first thing is we can, when you start Splunk, you just need to get the feel what we have. So we can just what we go that start function the count and by source type, because we have the source type, we already know there are three of them, so we count by source type. And then to get an overall what we have here, what exactly source count by not status, stats. So we have three. We can so we have six triples. So most of the log is in ADSS. We know what ADSS is. Is referring to ADS self plus log. I assume is that one. ADS. What exactly they call it? ADSS. What TryHackMe called ADSS? AD self-service or AD self-service plus law for being retracting the attacker steps. Okay, let's start reading this first before we jump. Volt Typhoon often gain initial access to target networks by exploiting vulnerabilities in enterprise software. In recent incident, Volt Typhoon has been observed leveraging vulnerability in Zoho Manager Engine ADSL Self-Service Plus, a popular self-service password management solution used by organization. Is it that they call it here? Self-service Volt Typhoon campaign technique used. Software. Any case, where we have this log, so we can, let's start with, is the way to solve this. We can just get check log by log so we don't confuse ourselves. We can just view this one. Let's start with this one. This one is the because they tell us come through the ADSelfService Plus log to begin retracting the attacker steps. At what time ISO 8601 format was dean, so they give us the name of the user, password changed, and their account taken over by the attacker. Of course, the hint tells us preceded by multiple attempts at unlocking the account. Now, we have this, so we have 666 account source type ADSS, but we already know something else. That us the username we're looking for is Dean, so we can filter this there. So add it to our filter. We're doing all time filter for now. We don't know on the attack. We can see there's a couple 16 event higher here in this time. Now, what exactly we looking for? We're more, for example, if you look the index, because usually when you come to Splunk, look what important information for you. So the timestamp or the time, this is the time I need. I'm looking for. The format they talk about ISO, so it must be timestamp. This is the time I'm looking for. Status, so we know the status and the IP address. We can do a quick say table, for example. I want table. I need the time, for example. I need the IP address. Let's see where it came from. I need the status. Remember we saw that timestamp, it means that maybe that's the format. Stamp, timestamp, timestamp. The IP, the status, user we know is Dean. Let's see, and then let's see sort with time. So let's see what happens if what we get. So we go to timestamp, the format we're looking for. So that's the ISO format. Now we have only 63 events, so it helps us analyze information. Now I can go back from the start. So in the 20th, remember the hint states are multiple attempt to unlocking the account. So what we have, complete states, forgot something, because we got status, but we don't know what we're talking about. What we're talking about is what exactly happened. So if I want to filter the status complete, but what complete? Action name. I need the action name value, so I can go back here and say timestamp IP address action name value, because that's what that give us what exactly we're looking for. So now if I go last one, you can see account unlock, password reset complete, unlock complete. If I go back, where is the failures? Complete fail, and 20 password reset fail, complete password policy violation, unlock complete, profile update, unlock. What else we have? We have fail to unlock, no, password change complete. Then there is another. I'm not sure really. I got a bit confused in this part, because if you look fail, and then you have complete password change complete. So you assume this is the time is 24 11 10. No, this is 11 10 22. Is assuming the attacker with this IP 134.34. And then what happened? You assume the unlock failure is the user himself or something, because password got changed and it said password completed. Here it was for the same IP. So if you go back with one step, uh, a count unlock from this IP, we have fail, then we have fail, then complete. So the best guess here is this is um, the answer for this question. Come through was then password changed and the account taken over by the attacker. So the assumption is this is the time when password change and then was take over, and then the IP change. I don't know how this TryHackMe they simulated, because too many different IPs. We have a reset password also here. This is a reset password. His password change. Another reset was in 26. This one is in 24. So the assumption the 24 the attack start at 11:10:22. Let's take our best here, and then we can come back later on for this story. So the best in scenario, this is where fail, and then that's where the password change in this spot. Now all these things, like for example security question setup, I'm not sure, maybe after the hack happened the company reset, because also there is a reset here complete in the 27. So but there's no failure here, so the best things is this one, password change. Let's move on, we come back to this later on. Then shortly after Dean's account was compromised, the attacker created a new administrator account. What is the name of the new account? Now the best luck we know, it's for 24/11/10 we have two logs, PowerShell and Windows management. So we can open these logs, view event. So let's open it separately so we don't get confusion. So we have let's this is the PowerShell, because now we know the time. We can go advanced, and we can just, no, not advanced, time range, and say since, because we know it's a 24 March. March is a 3, 24 March, and we know it starts around 11:10. So we can just apply this in PowerShell. We can do the same things for Windows management, because date range, we can just sense, so we can filter. We know it's at 24. Now we have 24 March. That's when the user changed. So we know 3. No, not February 3, and we know it was at 11 after 11:10. So we can apply this filter now, and now we can get 500 event for Windows, and then we have also for PowerShell. Of course we can also, we know, because now the hacker is using what is this, the hacker is using the username Dean admin, so it's easy for us to just filter on it. So for example this one is straight, we already know. So all the PowerShell and that user. Now the Windows management, maybe we get too much users, so we can filter. We don't need this one, so we can the assumption is no. Let's start first what he exactly did with that user before we jump, in case he was able to get the other one. So let's just make our life a little bit easier. So we get down 227, and here we have 438 PowerShell. Now let's start with let's go where we are. If he created the account, usually he was not creating yet with PowerShell, so it should be in this this little thing. Now again, to make things like nicer for us to use, so we know there's a command. The command will tell us what exactly is doing. I'm not interested. We can put IP address. We need you can put a timestamp. We don't need the format, just put a time for now. So basically the most important value for us is the command. We're looking for the command value. So the command value, this is the one we're looking for. Username we know, so we can just filter these ones to our advantage. We can just say table, we can just say time, we can just get the IP address. Let's see what that IP address will give us. IP address, and then we have the command. The most important part is the command, and you just say sort time, sort in time, and we know we're making that easier for us. So this is the latest at 30, because so if we go to the beginning of the story, so we know at 11:10, remember we said 11:10:22 the password changed, so the assumption that's the access time. So here when the attack start. So now if I go to my Windows management command and start looking what happened after 11:10, you can see already we have a user was added with a password. So we have a user called Volt Type Admin. So directly after this time, which is 11:10:22, 11, so at 11:11 was user was created. So we have this now. What is the name of the new account that was created? So that's the new account created. So now if we go to the next one, it said execution. Volt Typhoon is known to exploit Windows management instrumentation command. That's why this one, that's why we have it here in separate file. For a range of execution technique, they leverage WMIC for tasks such as gathering information and dumping variable databases, allowing them to infiltrate and exploit target network by using living of the land library binaries. They blend in with legitimate system activity, making detection more challenging. Now, let's see the question. You know this, you can follow. They are not in. The timing is not like the attack is following these steps. You can, if you follow here, for example, you can see was user created, and then you start. You're looking for Chrome. You can just go backward and check exactly what he's doing here. He's looking for log file name application. Um, you can see he's querying the server 1 and server 2, which give us another question. In an information gathering attempt, what command does the attacker run to find information about local drives on server 1 and server 2? You can see we're already seen it here. No, this is the one. This is the command he's using. You can see because the question is to find information about local drives in server 1 and server 2. So you have mimic not server 1, server 2 logic called desk get caption file system free space size and volume name. So this is the command that the attacker is using. And, and later on he get description for the drive C. So this is the command that for this question. So we have this. Oh yeah, this is the command for the question. Then he go to free space, memory, startup get capture, get name path name, call create. And here for example he create using, and you can see this, you will follow it later on for the this is a backup for the Active Directory database. Is another question later on for that's why I said timing is not like going step by step. Now the attacker use that's the question, ntds util to create a copy of AD database. After moving the file to web server, the attacker compressed the database. What was the password? So if you follow another step, after he queried directories. No, I don't need you. Hold on a second. What exactly? That's the NTSC tool. because when he called this the NT, this is the AD backup, because it tell you AD database create full C temporary. So where exactly created? He make a directory. What's the question again? Oh, the password. So he created in Windows temporary, and then you can see later on. Now this is the question that gives you the password. Then a process called create is a command 7-zip. So he creating what the hell? No, uh, what exactly I did? Is back. So we said he queried the volume. So that's the first question. Then you can see he's doing the backup for with using ntds util to do backup. Ntds, that's the database backup for ID, and then that's the compressed file. You can see the password. He create the node, create command zip 7-zip, and the password is d5a. So this is the password for the question. So this is the password for this. What is the password does the attacker set on the archive? So we got it now there. So now the next question is persistence. Our target directory frequently employ web shells. So now we have a shell as a persistent mechanism to maintain foothold. They disguise this web shell as legitimate files, enabling remote control over the server and allowing them to execute command undetected. Now, to establish persistence in the compromised server, the attacker create a web shell using base64. So now, because base64, it's not the job for Windows. This is more Windows management, so it means that attacker now is using PowerShell. This is now when you go back to the PowerShell log and we're looking for command. Of course you can go there and watch and check like that, but this one is too difficult to read. As always, you look what's important for us. The first thing you will notice is, of course, the command is what's, but the command line is strangely enough here. It's only to give you the first half. If you go now there, the command line, uh, not this one. Let me explain to you what I mean. Um, if you look, the way this log is working, it's only something is not right in the command line. It's not showing the full command. Let's see this one. Look. Pipeline execute dtype pipeline execution to the command line rename item, but here it just say rename item, so it's not giving me the full command so I can see it. Now if you look, for example, his PowerShell, we can just do the same thing as a table. Of course we need a time. I'm more interested now in the command line, so we can just go command line, and of course you do sort with time. So if you do a sort of time, the command is not showing. As I said, there's a problem, the way that things working in this log. So you need to fix this log, because let's do this. Let's cut so we can go back to where we start. The idea here is to get the full command and the pipeline execution command line. I want to get the whole thing. I want to get all this, so I need to go to regex to just get me the full things. So to do that, before we do that, I can create a regex rx field. They already give us something equal. I think we need to do that row things, not search. I need the let's close open before I forget about it. The command line with elk cap, we need it equal. Let me do the closing before I forgot them. I need anything that's, we call it, let's say, full command line. That's our variable. So, but for us, what we're looking for, anything that start for the command line. Where that carol things? Start for the command line and end line. So until the end of the line. So we can just do that, and then do the plus. So get all the command line from all the command line until the break line. If we do that, we need to close this one. Yes, we don't want. We just need to the full command line, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if this didn't work. Now we go to full command line. Before we only getting that the entry only that. So now we have the time, we have this, we now sense. So if we follow what exactly this hacker did when he start. Remember we said it's starting. Why am not my time is not correct? $24, not 14. Remember the attack was the 24 March, so let's not have too much noise in ours. So this is the PowerShell now. So we have the PowerShell. Let's go back where at the end 16. So we have 24, 11, 18. What exactly did he got this? Which question we are in? The what I call it, the shell. Look, if you look what he's doing here, he has a script. I don't know what this script for. Oh, TryHackMe is doing something here. There's a script in C directory. If you go back, you can see is we're talking about Chrome here. Filter all the logs, get process, and then you filter executable. This renaming a file in document is not part of the question. This one. So there's renaming there. I'm not sure. Maybe this one is the normal use or something, because remember the attacker got access. We don't know when it start. So now we're looking for some strange command. So if stop service Rasmus pwd directory. So where is the strange cut today.txt? I don't know what notepad is opening. Notepad here, Windows task. It might be the legitimate user who's doing these things. It does not mean it must be the hacker, the attack. Now we have this registry key, so you can see the registry path. Now we have the wave till that one is related, is doing this one again. Yes, this is a get item property for virtual. It's one of the question. That's why I said the timing is not following the question, so you don't get confused. Now we have something nice here. What is this now? We have base 64. Let's view this event. What exactly that base 64 one? We have this time. Let's copy this. Now if we go to Cybersecurity, now this one is the next question, Mimikatz. So it's not our shell yet. Remember now, as I said, we are not following. The timing is 26. In 26, he did Mimikatz. He created Mimikatz there. So if you follow time, and then so it must be another shell somewhere. This is the next question we're looking for them. So if you go next, it should be it should be another 64-bit transaction or something. When he create a shell, no, we have a shell. We have shell in the 28th, so it means after Mimikatz. So if we get this, we view this node. So we have the Mimikatz happen in the 26th. The shell is not in the 26th. The shell is in the 28th, later after that. So the timing is different than the question. So you don't. So equal, we have this. So let's copy this. So if I go to that, this is we'll come back to it. Now we have this. It looks like shell. You can see now the shell ASP.NET Web Shell. So you have all the questions. So we know the shell. The question of the shell, what it say? To establish persistence, I hope my sound is working. I don't want to do the video again. Persistent, the attacker web shell using base64 encode text in which directory web shell placed. We know from here where it placed. It did echo, so we know from this. So the command is C Windows temporary. So he called it antuser.ini. So the it's a C Windows temporary folder. Only one backward slash. So C Windows temp. So the folder for it is C Windows temp folder. So this is the folder for where the shell was, and if you can follow here, because remember the question are not in order, so so you can answer the last after he did the anti-user ani. Remember it was in 28. Let's come back to this later on. Let's not defense evasion. Volt Typhoon utilizes advanced defense evasion techniques to significantly reduce the risk of detection. This method encompasses regular file purging, eliminating logs, and conducting thorough reconnaissance of their operation environment. In attempt to begin covering their tracks, the attacker may remove evidence of compromise. They first start by wiping RDP record. What PowerShell command does the attacker use to remove most recent the MRU record? And then tell you this. What the question again? What PowerShell command? We're only looking for the first part of the command because we're talking about PowerShell. So if you remove what's the question again? I always forget. I'm getting tired. Oh, the MRU PowerShell remove. So it will be that what's usually we remove. So you can search for remove or just follow the story. When exactly this guy removes, start removing stuff. Get children. Should be some remove command somewhere. Get children process. Invoke, not that one. No, I can't see. When you search for something, you always don't find it. Or start computer. Should be invoke. No, repair, remove. Where is the remove? When exactly this guy removes stuff? We can do quick things. You can just say remove here. So if you want to play safer, and you can find them. So this is the MIU 0, because remember the question talk about most recent used and RDP. This the index of them. Most recent use are 0. So remove when look when it was done in the 24th, but this one no, remove item path property was in the 25th, but this one MRU error, so it was done here. It was done in the 26th, and also this is silent need, so you don't register errors. And it was done 28, so it has 3 times clearing. So the question is remove property, remove item property. That's the answer for this question. So it's remove item property. This is the answer of that question. The next question said IPT continue to cover the tracks by renaming and changing the extension of the previously created archive. What is the file name with extension created legitimate sounding name? Well, dun, dun, dun. Let's go back. We have the answer for this, so let's remove that one. The archive. Remember, we found the archive. Not you. We found the archive when we done it here. Remember, the archive was done in temporary create called temp.dit, the archive for the database. Will talk about it. So let's follow what exactly happened after that. After that, remember, call create command run web server interrupt web root Cisco up. No, I'm getting confused. What was the archive? Oh, the archive called cisco-up.7z. That's the name of the archive. And he zipped the folder for the directory. So he did the AD backup database in that in the root directory. Then he zipped the whole folder. After zipping the folder, you can see the name zip. Rename it to this as a GIF. That's why the question and the hint say not you. It's a legitimate sounding file name with a phony extension. So this answer, the file renaming, it was cl64.gif. So we got that answer for that question. Next one, what under what registered AD path does the attacker check the evidence of virtualized environment? We found this where we got this before. I remember we no virtual. You need to do the query for that register register edit path that for evidence of where I saw that thing. So if you follow what the attack is playing, I don't think it should be PowerShell, not this thing. No, I don't think it's use this for the registry. Registry should be PowerShell. No, you can do registry with this command. Let's go back to our friend PowerShell. That will give us the. This is the PowerShell we have. I already messed it up. Let's get where that before. Let's start because now I'm. This is the keys. Get item property minus path HK. This is the key control, and you can see select object property virtual. So the question was said what under what register rigid it path does the attacker check for evidence of virtualization environment? So you can see the command in PowerShell. This is the PowerShell command, and the key is, of course, this is the key, the path that he was checking on the path for virtual environment. That's the virtual environment. What exactly later on he did? So talking about VMware, get item property. I think that's exactly the key that he was doing. If you follow before what he was doing here, he did task first system computer name, and then the virtual environment. That is the key for virtual. He was checking there. Now if you follow now the credential access, it said this video I thought it would be short. Volt Typhoon often comes through target network to uncover and extract credentials from a range of programs. Additionally, they are known to access hashed credentials directly from system memory. So now I talk about Mimikatz that we found using a reg query. So now reg query, to be PowerShell, Volt Typhoon hunt for opportunities to find useful credential. What three pieces of software do they investigate? No, but reg query is not it's not a PowerShell, so should be somewhere here in the mic there. What exactly this guy was doing? Is it PowerShell? I'm getting confused now. One way I like to user account list for make user not part. I think I'm getting lost now. I don't think the query is a PowerShell if I'm mistaken. No, yeah, it's a PowerShell query. So the question is softwares. Let's see what exactly is doing this guy. So if you go register query, you can see in 27 it was do it in 30. It's talking about OpenSSH, real VNC, and then we have what else? We have PuTTY. So there's three of them: PuTTY, real VNC, OpenSSH, and you make them in alphabetic order. So it'll be what's the alphabetic order? It'll be open OPR, OpenSSH, OP. So OpenSSH, PuTTY, and real VNC. So this one was query in PowerShell. So okay, so that's cool. So we have this question. Then he said, what's the full decode command attack I used to download Mimikatz? We already found this. Mimikatz. So we already found it, so we can just copy this. Remember, we found it in PowerShell. The date was 24 at 9:53. That was a demand for that. So if we come go there, we find the command. So he downloaded from Volt Mimikatz outline C, equal it in db2, and then exit. Okay, he just straightforward to run it. So we got the full command to download. So the full command, of course, it's always is this one. Oh, the full command is the whole thing, invoke web request, the full things, not the URL. He just said what's the full decoded command. So the full decoded command is the full things. So if we go to next, discovery lateral movement. Volt Typhoon uses enumeration technique to gather additional information about network architecture, logging mechanism, successive locking, and software configuration, enhancing their understanding of the target environment for strategic purposes. The APT has been observed moving previously created a web shell to different server as part of their lateral movement strategy. This technique facilitates their ability to traverse through network and maintain access across multiple systems. The attacker uses WebTETL, a log retrieval tool to emulate Windows logs. What event ID does the attacker? Here you can just, if you want to do things fast, WebTETL it's not a PowerShell, so it will be these little things. We can just put it there, and if we search there, no, WebTETL is PowerShell. You're confusing me now. Let's remove this query. So here is the WebTil PowerShell the guy. Guys, you can combine the two things. You don't need to follow only PowerShell and WebTil. I'm just doing it if you want to. Now the question said to enumerate Windows logs, what event ID does the attacker search for? So if you look here, 4624, 4625, 2425, and then this one 4769. So we have three of them: 4769, 4624, and 4625. This one, and that's this one. So there are four. Also, you can see now this is the clearing of the log. So next question will be, because it's clearing logs. So the answer here is the three that we found here. So we found 4624, 4769, and 4625. Now the next question: move your electric to server 2 the attacker copy over the Ocean web shell. What is the name of the new web shell that was created? Remember, we talked about this before. Let's go back to, I forgot what's the name of it, but we know that the attacker did something when the web shell, remember the web shell, this is the web shell. Let's make sure it was 28 at 9:14. Let's go back to that web shell. 28 9:14. This is the web shell. 9:14 indicate web shell temporary net. You called it an NTUSER init. That's the web shell. What's the question again? And then look what he did. Remember this name. Then he took this one to IISSTRTSPX, this one, and then let's follow this story now. Where did I find it later on? We can search for it or just follow what he's doing here. So you can just follow. Oh no, it's like a jump or something. I think I jump something. Oh yeah, you can see now. And you copy it to server 2. You can see the lateral movement because they said server 2. So we can see it's Windows, that's the name, the new name. Destination server 2 in the root directory, and that is the name. Audit report.jspx. So this is the answer for this question. Audit report.jpx. If you get now, the next one is collection. During the collection phase, Volt Typhoon extract various types of data, such as local web browser information, and we saw this is doing this browser things and valuable asset discovery within the target environment. Now the question is the attacker is able to locate some valuable financial information during the collection phase. What three file does Volt Typhoon make copies using PowerShell? So we saw this before. So if we go back to our PowerShell, we remember this is when you copy the shell. And I'm talking about Chrome here. Is an output CSV there, so that's another interesting part of it. But it's not where we found is doing. I think it's the start of it. That's why I said the timing of the question is not following. For example, Dean admin fall clog a template example. Oops. You see Chrome. Where did we see that? cattoday.txt. I'm not sure what this file for, but you see the virtual, we talk about it. Insertion, because he did a copy. This is the shell. Is querying the security log, and you can see that's the part we're looking for. This is the part of looking for. Get copy is copying financial backup, because the question talk about financial information. So you can copy item path, program data, financial backup. This is the file. I copy it. So it's 2022. This 2022, 23 CSV, and 24 CSV. This is the three file that will be copied, and that is the answer for this question. The three CSV file. Now see to clean up the Volt Typhoon. It has public available tool as well as compromised devices to establish discrete command and control C2 channel. For cleanup, the tracked IPT has been observing deleting event logs. Now, the attacker used NetSH. We saw this NetSH before to create a proxy C2. We saw this. It's not a PowerShell. He used it in not in PowerShell. He used it. Where is that thing? He used it with the command Microsoft, and you can see where is that? You can see he used it here. The question said use the what the hell, listener. It use NetSH. Remember they said use NetSH. So we have the node server one din admin password, process call, create command, NetS interface, listener port. This is the listening inside machine. Listen for all incoming, then connect to port 8443. Connect address is 10231. So it's 10 what? 10231. That's the IP address, and that's the port. That's the answer for this question. This is the question. Now to consider activity, what are the four type of event log that attacker cleared on compromised system? And he said some log retrieval tool, different switch. We talk about this tool. Remember there was this is the tool with till. This is the with retrieval tool for logs. So we remember we got this part of PowerShell login, and we found it. Remember when he was querying the event IDs, in same time is the command clear application security setup system. So the answer for this question is this. Where is it? What are the four type of events? So we have the four type of event is this one: application security setup and system. So you have two ways to do this. As I said, you can as I did now, I split the log in three and I take each log separately. Of course you can just one way to solve this, you can just say I don't need to filter, and you can combine these two queries together, but for me I did like that, so I know the PowerShell command that the attacker is using. So that's the thing. I think we finished. I don't know what I can say. Yeah, so we did this last question. Yeah, so we have a reason why sometimes it's easy to do this way like that, because imagine if you have not small log like that. Imagine if you have a million logs to analyze. So sometimes it's idea to do this to have a time, for example, when the attack start, like we did here. So we know the attack starts somewhere here, so we can control the time, and this is the question and all of that. Guys, thank you very much. I hope you like it, and yeah, If you have questions, let me know in the comment. Please like and share it. Appreciate. Thank you very much and have a good day.